And we are live. Welcome back for another stream. How are we all today? Hope you're all keeping well. Big stream today. We've got 4 games kicking off at 3 p.m. due to the King's coronation. So that's 8 teams that we could get some potential early news on today. So obviously Man City's the main one that you're all wondering about. So anything we get during the stream will be covered off with you guys. Lots to talk about as always. Hope you're all well. Good to be back after missing last week's stream. Sorry about that. I might struggle with some streams for the rest of the season. To be fair, we've only got a few game weeks left. There's just so much going on at the moment. Hopefully, most of you saw I did a vlog where I got corporate box tickets to Arsenal versus Chelsea, which was a crazy experience. And I've had another massive opportunity come across my inbox. So I might do one more vlog style video before the season's over. There's a little bit of content on the side to FPL. Anyway, hope you enjoyed that vlog, those of you that saw it. It was absolutely unbelievable experience. So yeah, welcome to the stream all. Welcome Abadi, Liam, Havoc, Jones, ABC, John, Oscar, Austin, Sassel, Razvan, Nark, Luke, Flandy, and everyone else who's here for the stream. Welcome. How are we all? So yeah, I'm thinking about what I'm going to do this week based on potential news we might get before the deadline. Now, for example, if we get news that Mahrez starts, then I think I'll sell Martinelli for Mahrez, start him and bench Isak. If we get news that Alvarez starts, I'm actually thinking about going Watkins to Alvarez now, and then I can afford to do Martinelli to Bruno. So I'll do those 2 moves in combination. That's kind of where I'm at with my transfers right now, but we'll have to see what happens in the next hour or so. What news we get. As I said, anything we get before the deadline, I'll relay to you guys. I'm all set up here. I've got my phone on the dock, notifications on. Anything that comes through will be passed straight on to you guys. Kieran asks brown sauce or ketchup. Ketchup. Flandy says bench Isak, madman. I'm starting Isak now. I did have Martinelli starting, but a bit concerning. Obviously, as I said, I was at the Chelsea game. Bit concerning that he was benched 59 minutes the week before. Not sure whether he comes back in the starting 11 or not. Obviously, Arsenal played well. It's a pretty comfortable win, so I wouldn't be surprised if Arteta lines up the same way, in which case it could be Martinelli benched again. So Isak's come in to my starting 11. We'll have to see about City, though. Finley asks about Grealish whenever he starts. I hate to say this to all Grealish owners watching, but I wouldn't be surprised if Grealish sits this one out, maybe comes off the bench. I reckon we'll see Foden start. I reckon we'll see Mahrez start, and probably Haaland as well. But I think Haaland might get like 45 minutes or something like that. That's what I think will happen. The question is, if that does happen, do you still captain Haaland? Or do you go for someone who's expected to get 80 to 90 minutes, like Salah or Kane? I'm just kind of playing for fun in these last few game weeks, so I'm on Captain Salah. But I do think he's arguably a better pick this week, you know, based on the assumption that Haaland only gets 45 minutes, which might not happen. He might start and might play more than that. He might not even start. We'll have to see. ABC says, Kane over Haaland captain to gain rank, overall rank 330k. Yeah, exactly that. I think this is a week where you can bet against Haaland. Man City are away to Real Madrid on Tuesday. Away as well, not home. And it's on Tuesday, not Wednesday. So it's a tight turnaround. And Champions League's the one trophy that Pep's not managed to win for quite a long time now, let alone at City. So I do think at the back of his head, he's looking at that Real Madrid game, looking at this Leeds game and thinking, I can probably get away with rotating a few players here. Whether that's Haaland or not, like I said, I wouldn't be surprised if Haaland starts, maybe gets 45. Whereas Kane, you know he's going to play 90. But yeah, it's close. What do you guys think? Who's your captain this week? Are you guys on Captain Kane or are you going elsewhere? Sean, thanks for the 7 months. He says, focal with captaincy on the only king that matters. Exactly, the Egyptian king. The one true king, the FPL king. The FPL GOAT. Yeah, I'm on Salah captain regardless. He scored in his last 7 home games in a row. What more could you ask for? 8 goals, 2 assists over that run. It obviously is risky though. Chomp or fudge? Is that chocolate bar? What's a chomp? that the one with caramel in the middle? No, it's got to be fudge. Yeah, fudge. Dairy Milk or Galaxy? I'll throw that one back at you, Stuart. No news on KDB, Jurai. Sorry if I said your name wrong. No KDB news. Grealish or Isak? This one's really hard without knowing the lineup. Obviously, if Grealish starts, then it's Grealish all day. If he doesn't, then I'd say Isak, even though we might not know whether Isak starts either. If we don't have information on either, then that one's really close. I would say Isak, just about. Grealish to Foden. That seems a bit sideways to me. Grealish to Foden. I wouldn't do that. I mean, if you've got 2 transfers and you've got no way to spend them, and if we get a leak that Foden starts, then yeah, I can see it, but otherwise, no, that's a bit sideways. What's my favourite colour? Favourite colour is red, hence the fplfocal colour. By the way, I was thinking whether each season I should change the fplfocal logo to like a new colour. Do you think that's a good idea or a bad idea? I did some mock-ups the other day just to like see how it would look, whether it'd be worth doing or not. I don't know if I've got them anywhere to hand. Do you think I should do that or just keep it as red? Where did I put them? Can't find them now. I just had a DM from Fauzi regarding Man City, and he's going to likely get news at 1:25. So that's at least one source that we hope to get some Man City news from, albeit 5 minutes before the deadline. So it will be last minute, but that's something to look forward to. It looks like we'll likely get Man City news 5 minutes before the deadline. Let me see what you guys said about the logo. Well, did I ask? Bad. Bad. I'll keep it red. Bad idea. Okay. I haven't even shown you the mock-ups yet. They look quite good. I did like a blue one. Blue looked really nice. I did a gold one. But yeah, I do like red. Maybe I'll leave it. Interesting DM on Man City. Anyway, yeah, I'll think about it. I mean, blue I think would look quite nice. Green, maybe not. It was just an idea I had, like a new one each season, but I might just leave it, keep it consistent, keep it the same. Grealish to Fernandes. If there's news that that Grealish is benched, then I like that transfer a lot. Yeah, I like that a lot. I mean, to those talking about the colours emojis, you can see them by some people's usernames. I made like different colour focal logos to go next to names, just as like a mini thing for people that have become members, because when you pass milestones like 2 months, 6 months, 12 months, you get a different colour by your name. Max, for example, who's I think the longest standing member, 17 months, and he's got the golden one. I think after 12 months, 24 months is the last one, so he's 7 off that. And then I'm not sure what it is after that, like a platinum one. Anyway, Max says, might have to withdraw my membership now. Now I've seen you living up in the Arsenal box. Hey, to be fair, I would never pay for that. It was like a 15 grand ticket. They messaged me and they said, would you be interested in this opportunity? And I just have to do a vlog of the day. And I was like, absolutely. Like, as an Arsenal fan as well, it was an easy yes. And I got to take a mate. And I've got another opportunity, so I'll probably do another vlog next week. This is crazy, by the way. I can't believe I'm saying this. On Wednesday, I'm going to Anfield Stadium and I'm playing a football match on the pitch. And then afterwards, there's like food and drink for free, a stadium tour, and then get to meet some former players and managers, apparently. So that's going to happen next week, and then I'll do another little vlog of the day. So yeah, if all goes to plan, there'll be another upload to come on the side from the FPL content again on that day out. Can't wait for that. Zane says start March or Isak. I would start March between those two. Darshan says cricket's El Clasico today. CSK versus Mumbai. Who's going to win then, Darshan? Mumbai. I don't know who's favourite for that. I don't really follow the cricket, to be honest with you. But what an exciting day of sport. We've got 4 games on at 3 PM. We've got the El Clasico of cricket. Liam says free stuff is good regardless of what team it is. Yeah, exactly. Like this Anfield one, like playing a football match on the Anfield pitch is going to be just ridiculous. I can't wait. Anyway, regarding Haaland, someone said that, and in the know said they expect him to start. I guess I can say who he is. He says my contact expects Haaland to start. He's not sure on Grealish, Foden and Mahrez, so he says he'll have to wait. So it looks like Haaland is indeed in line for a start. Grealish, Foden and Mahrez, we'll have to see. We might get news about 5 minutes before the deadline, and I'm going to probably hold my transfers till then and risk it. I'm asking about Alvarez as well, because why not try it on. Grealish has to start, Kieran says. I don't think he has to at all. I wouldn't be surprised if Pep saves him for Real Madrid and then starts Foden and Mahrez, or Foden and Bernardo Silva out wide, something like that. Tips for managing the website crash, asks Abadi. My understanding is that if you are struggling to make transfers on the website, do it on your phone. That's literally the only other solution. The phone seems to hold up better. The mobile app seems to hold up better. Let me just check I've actually updated my app. I saw they rolled out some new features. Imagine like trying to make your transfers and it's like you need to update the app. Let me just check that. I think I'm okay. Transfers. Yeah, I'm alright. Yeah, everyone make sure your app's ready. Get your transfer page up on the app in advance in case we have to move fast on last minute news. Jones from Tong says, get Isak and get rid of Watkins or Tony. Get Isak and get rid of Watkins or Tony or Jack. I wouldn't sell Watkins for Isak this week if that's what you mean. And I wouldn't be buying Tony. Grealish, I can understand getting Grealish if we get news that he starts. Otherwise, I wouldn't bother buying Grealish this week. I just think I'm not confident that he starts. I do think Pep rotates a bit because of this Champions League game on Tuesday. Big game, away to Real Madrid, and it's home against Leeds. It is a fixture where he should be okay to like rotate a few players. Hi Yash, how we doing? Welcome to the stream. Michael says, long live the king. Is that Charles or Salah? John says, take me. I'm taking my mate already, sorry. I'm taking the same one who helped me record the last vlog, so he'll be coming again. Aguero starts. Interesting. Bro's living the high life. It is unbelievable, like these opportunities, because like 2 years ago, I was just an absolute nobody, just that played FPL, and then I just decided to start making content. And now I get these crazy opportunities like playing at Anfield and like the corporate box at Arsenal. It's actually unbelievable. I'm very thankful and I don't take it for granted. Super Nick says, I love the vlog. Thank you, Nick. Appreciate that. Yeah, my understanding is Haaland starts. We'll hopefully get something more concrete for you nearer the deadline, and some other players like KDB, Mahrez, Foden, Grealish. So there's quite a few players. I think though that news will come closer to the deadline, but it sounds like Haaland's going to start today. Anyway, we haven't done the news roundup yet, so let's jump into some bits and bobs from the press conferences. Starting with Chelsea, Lampard said there's no change in the team news as we were, he said. So Cucurella, Mount, James, Koulibaly and Broja all remain out for Chelsea. Arsenal news, Elneny and Tomiyasu and Saliba remain out. Arteta said there'll be a late call on Gabriel, who limped out of Gameweek 34. Yeah, I keep saying I was at the game. It sounds like I'm flexing it now, but I was at the game and he went off early. It was about like the 80th minute or 85th minute. The game was pretty much wrapped up. Yeah, he went down a couple of times during the game, and then he went down again late in the game, couldn't carry on. I am worried about that fixture if we've got Saliba and Gabriel out. We'll have to see. Jota was involved in light training yesterday and still struggling with a back or rib injury. So a bit concerning news for the Jota owners, which I know is quite a lot of you. Very unfortunate, the recent injuries picked up, especially in the double. Pep on De Bruyne. He trained yesterday, he trained good, and today we're going to train and we're going to decide after training if he's fit, he can play. So we'll see what happens there. I wouldn't be surprised if De Bruyne starts this one. Again, maybe comes off early just to get him some minutes before the Champions League because he missed both games in the double game week. Did anyone else have De Bruyne last week? I couldn't believe that. It's so annoying. Pep said that everyone's available except Ake. So I was like, oh, perfect. I'm on the free hit. I'm getting De Bruyne in. And then De Bruyne misses both games. And I would have had Mahrez or Bruno. I honestly would have had Mahrez or Bruno. But yeah, very frustrating on that. Asher, it's good here. Thanks, Oscar. Transfer KDB to Salah already. Keep on vlogging. KDB to Salah. Interesting transfer. I would be nervous if we get an early leak that De Bruyne starts after that. But yeah, I do like Liverpool's run out for the rest of the season. They've got very good fixtures. I wouldn't be at all surprised if they finish on 4 wins. Will they come top 4? Do you guys think Liverpool sneak top 4 from Man United, or do Man United hold on? So let me just check the table. So Man United are 4th, Liverpool are 5th. Liverpool are 4 points behind, but Man United have a game in hand. I don't think they'll do it, will they? Man United would have to lose a couple of games. Probably not. United hold on, you reckon, James? Brighton top 4. So for those joining the stream late, welcome to stream first of all. The only news that I've got so far is that Haaland, not 100%, but Haaland should start. He's expected to start today. The rest, if we get it, will come closer to the deadline. So Mahrez, Foden, Grealish, De Bruyne, Alvarez, these guys, we're all hoping to get some news closer to the deadline. If we get news that Alvarez starts, I'm planning to bring him in, and I'll bring in Bruno as well for Martinelli. Thanks for the resub, Jack. Casey says, afternoon Oscar, happy coronation day. Just hearing your journey just now is inspiring, hoping for bigger things for you. Could I be cheeky and ask you for a potential wildcard team or targets? Certainly, I'll have a go at doing a wildcard team. So, let me pull up my transfers page. Thanks for the super chat, by the way. So, who would I have in goal? I think I'd keep Steele in goal. I actually don't think it'd be too far off this team. I think I'd have Fernandes. I think I'd leave Isak. It's difficult. It's whether you go Isak and Wilson. Defence is quite tricky as well. The thing is, it's going to depend a lot on if we get last minute news. If we find out that Mahrez starts, for example, then you could make the case for him over Bruno. I think I'd have Bruno. Who would the backup keeper be? I suppose you don't need any money on that, do you? Everson, I'd keep Trent, 4.9 mil. Diaz, I would have. So I've only got 4 mil. It's only double City though. The thing is, Edison looked like he was a sensible pick until he just didn't start out of nowhere, and Man City kept a clean sheet. I think it'd be very close to this. Maybe Watkins I'd get rid of. How much is Wilson? 7 mil. 2 million Newcastle. I'd be tempted to do that, but then you've got a bit of a benching nightmare. If you guys run a wildcard, would you go double striker or double defence? There's no mid, so it has to be one of the two. What would you guys do if you're on a wildcard? Would you gamble on Wilson and Isak? I feel like they might rotate. They might get 1 game each. Last spot, 4.5 mil. I don't know if I'd have Wilson. Who would I have? Solanke as a backup. I think it'd be something like that. But you've got 5.9 mil. I don't know if I'd go double defence. You could go Alvarez. If we get news that Alvarez starts, I quite like that. And then you've got 5.5 mil for a defender. I think that's the one. I think that's how I would do it. I think that's the team there. The last few spots you could mix up, like you could have Pope in goal and then Estepinian. here instead, something like that, and then no Botman. On the spot, I think I'd have it like that if I was on a wildcard. Hope that helps. Sneeba says, favourite player of all time, overall and FPL. Overall, Messi. I've been a massive Messi fan for the longest time. I've got a few Messi shirts, so it'd have to be Messi. FPL-wise, I think it's Suarez, you know. I think Suarez. I didn't play FPL when Henry was around, and I know he was like an incredible FPL asset, but I've got such good memories of Suarez and FPL. Sanchez is a good shout as well, but Suarez, that 2013-14 season, he missed the opening 5 games with suspension, and then he scored, I think he got 31 goals, 20 assists in 33 games. He was just an absolute set and forget captain, and I was at uni at the time as well. I just remember like that whole season was just like good vibes. Really enjoyed that season. So yeah, I've got good memories of that season. So I think I'd give it to Suarez. But there's been so many good players over the years. Michu's another one. I think that was this year before. He came in at like 6 mil, and he ended up playing up top for Swansea. He scored like 18 goals in like 20 or so games. Michu is an absolute cult hero in FPL. Yaya Toure, Alexis Sanchez, Lundstrom, Lord Lundstrom, that one season. I'll never forget the brace and the clean sheet. And my mate from work benched him, and he was so upset the next day at work. Right, John says clean sheet odds, please. Clean sheet odds. Clean sheet odds are here. Man City top, 49.5% chance. Brighton, 47%. Liverpool and Chelsea tied. What do you think about Chelsea there? Should it be that high? They are against Bournemouth. And if there's a game they have to get a result in, it's now. They absolutely have to. So I wouldn't be surprised if they actually got a result here, finally. What do you guys think? Mings or Shaw? Shaw. Lampard 007. What's the 007? No wins, no draws, 7 losses. What's his record now? Where is Michu now? Michu's retired, I think. It was a shame. He got a knee injury and he was never the same player again. But I did talk about him briefly in a video. I did a video on the most underpriced FPL assets of all time, and he was one of them. And like after he retired, he talked about how fondly he remembered that 12-13 season. You know, like 18 goals for Swansea. He led them to a League Cup win. He got a call up for Spain. Just absolute insanity out of nowhere. But yeah, he's retired now. I think he did his knee in, and yeah, he just wasn't the same player again. Chelsea done. Imagine if Chelsea went down though. Tony, how we doing? Welcome to the stream. Lampard is better than Klopp. Respect him. Sorry, Kieran. That's true. March or McAllister? March. I think I read that Veltman's out. Gross is a doubt as well. So I wonder if McAllister plays deeper again. He can get returns from there, but his appeal was when he was playing further forward in the number 10 role, and I don't know if we'll see that this week either. Matthew, thanks for the super chat. He says, keep up the great work, love the content. Thank you, Matthew, appreciate that. Thanks for the support. Any news on Haaland? Nothing concrete, but from what I've been told, he almost certainly starts today. We should get something more concrete nearer to the deadline. So, in about 50 minutes, 5-0. And hopefully we'll have some news on Foden, Grealish, Mahrez, KDB, Alvarez, all those guys. What I would recommend doing in this hour that we've got is have some plans in place based on potential news. Like, let's say we get news that Haaland is benched. What's your plan? Who do you captain? If you have Grealish and there's news he's benched, what's your plan? Do you sell him? Do you bench him? If there's an opportunity to buy someone like Mahrez, who we find out starts, then what's your plan there as well, if any? Have some plans in place so you're not panicking last minute, because we've got an hour till the deadline, and that news could come in just under an hour, so you'd have like 5-10 minutes max to decide what to do. Sean says, stat of the day, Son scored more goals in 30 minutes from the bench against Leicester than Chelsea have scored in their last 8 games in all competitions. That's wild. What? Yeah, that's crazy. So what Chelsea... Yeah, there was Gallagher's goal, wasn't there? And that was deflected as well. Yeah, that's Son hat-trick. I couldn't believe that. I remember FPL Sonaldo on Twitter had him. He's obviously a massive Son fan, hence the name Sonaldo. And he had Son, and then Son was benched, and I was like, oh, I feel terrible for him. And then that happens. He comes off the bench, half-hour hat-trick. Oh, it must be one of his favourite all-time FPL memory. Do you guys have an all-time favourite FPL memory, or like a moment that stood out for you? Mine's got to be the bench boost last season, because that was the one that knocked me up to number 1 in the world. Well, number 2, and then I think the next week or two after number 1. So mine's going to have to be that. It has to be the bench boost last season. Joseph says Aguero versus Newcastle, when he scored 5 goals, right? 5 goals. Pookie hat-trick versus City. Forgot about Pookie, the Pookie party. FPL Flames, yep, Captain Dennis when he got minus points. That's an absolutely infamous game week, that was. The Dennis red card in a double game week, in the first game for minus points. Deepak says, Man City news only 10 minutes before the deadline. Yeah, Oscar. Yeah, it's probably going to come 10 minutes before the deadline, realistically. So, in about 55 minutes, I would say. It could come sooner, but that's when we tend to get it. My understanding is that Haaland starts, but not 100%. Brian, thank you for the 8 months. He said I captained Balassi when he scored a hat-trick. I remember that. Did he not get a hat-trick and an assist or something? Yeah, he got like 20 points, I think. Yeah, well played. That's wild. That's absolutely wild. Balassi. What a player he was. Tom says the site will crash. Yeah, that's the thing as well. I don't know what to think of these leagues. I mean, I tweeted about this earlier, or last night. I'd like to know if you guys think it's a good idea or a bad idea. But I basically said, the leagues have become such a massive thing now. Like every game week, I'm making my transfers right before the deadline because of potential leaks. So I said, what if they move the deadline to the first kickoff next season, so everyone gets to find out the lineups, rather than some getting leaks, some not? What do you guys think? Good idea or not? So for today, for example, we'd start the stream at 1:30 instead, and the deadline would be at 3 o'clock, right when the game kicks off. So everyone knows the lineups, they know who starts, they know who to take a punt on or not to. The deadline used to be an hour before the lineups drop, no, before kickoff, but then we were getting leaks back then, so they moved the deadline back 30 minutes further. But now we're back in the same position where the leaks are just prevalent again, so there's leaks everywhere anyway. So it's exactly the same situation as when they moved it before. They could move it further back again, but I think it wouldn't work for streams and all that. So it just made sense to me. They could move it to kickoff. The downside is that it would be awkward for some time zones. You know, people set alarms at 4 AM at the moment to get a potential leak, which is like crazy. But that's just the way the game is right now. At least if you were guaranteed to get the lineups, then everyone's got an equal opportunity to get the information, if willing, as opposed to people setting alarms at 4 in the morning. Like, let us know in the chat if anyone is tuning in from North or South America right now. It's got to be super early there, right? It must be like 4 or 5 AM. I bet you there's some that are up already just for leaks. Whereas you could set an alarm 5 minutes before the deadline. You know the lineups. Anyway, what do you guys think of that? Terrible idea? Good idea? Your FPL station says good. John says good. Bilbo says now ruins it. James and Matt say good idea. I do wonder if they'll change it or not, because they changed it before when it was like this. It just, I don't know, it seems to detract from the game. Yeah, I'll poll it. Good idea, Enshock. Let me know what you guys think. Remains tuning in from Jamaica. 9:30 PM in Sydney for a Trosco. Yeah, I mean, yeah, you guys in Australia are those that are affected by it as well, right? When there's an evening deadline, then it must be like 5 AM your time. So those that are really die-hard FPL players, you're having to set alarms at like 5 AM to maybe get a leak. Do you guys like it that way though? Or those of you that are setting alarms at 5 AM, would you rather set that alarm knowing that you're guaranteed to know the lineups? No, that's the thing, the servers wouldn't struggle though, because the lineups drop and there's an hour for everyone to sort their team out until we get to kickoff. So everyone's got plenty of time if they did that. Gorav says it's 4:30 AM here for me watching your stream. Love the dedication. I mean, I'd probably be the same. If I didn't live in England, I'd probably be the same. I'd set an alarm for 4:30 AM, 5 AM, whatever time I need to. Andrew says, Jota to Isak or Wilson, or roll and play It Mings. I think I'd roll. I wouldn't be surprised if one of Isak or Wilson does well, but we don't know 100% who starts. And Mings is, you know, there's nothing wrong with Mings either. Away to Wolves, not a bad fixture. I just think we don't know which one's going to start, so maybe an extra week and having 2 roll transfers is probably the play there. Puts yourself in a better position next week. You can attack the double. You might get a better idea of who's going to start by next week for the double. Oh, sorry, Tom. One sec. Joe Linton or Martinelli or other for 7.7 or less. Not Martinelli. Certainly not Martinelli. He was benched last game. Doesn't have any double game weeks. Joe Linton's an interesting one. For 7.7 mil, if you can, I would stick around and see if there's any early news on Man City's lineup. Because if we get any news that Mahrez starts, then I think he's probably the one. And I think he's 7.3. Outside of Man City, there's Mitoma, March, Rashford, all for less. I think Rashford's still less, isn't he? 7.2. But yeah, if it has to be between those two, Joelinton, failing that Mahrez, if there's a leak that he starts. So should deadlines be moved to first kickoff? 69% yes, 31% no. Interesting. Right, we've got just under an hour till the deadline. If you guys are enjoying the stream so far, hit like on it. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. I do these streams every week. And as I said earlier, today's a big one because we've got 4 games on at 3 o'clock. So that's 8 potential teams that we could get early news for. So I've got notifications set up. Anything we get, I'll relay to you guys instantly. I'm going to do another poll. And it's a captain poll. I just wrote, who's your captain poll? Who's your captain? So who are the options? Haaland, Salah, Kane, and other. Get your votes in on the captain poll. And if you vote other, let us know in chat who your other is. Joelinton or Martinelli? Between those two, Joelinton. Tony to Isak for a -4. Not for a -4. We don't even know 100% that Isak starts, so I wouldn't do that for a hit. Don't know if Alvaro starts. Hopefully we get news closer to the deadline. Al Padrino, how we doing? Nice to see you, mate. KDB to Salah, Trippier to Stones. I don't think I would make those moves, no. Trippier doubles in 36. KDB doubles in 37. Not transfers I would make. Unless we find out that De Bruyne doesn't start, in which case I would be tempted to just do the first move. If you can, but not the second. I don't like Trippier to Stones at all, because by next week you're going to wish you had Trippier again. Any news so far, Focal? The only one, any news we've had is that I'm told Haaland is expected to start. Not 100%, but they said we should get the team sheet at 1:25 PM, so about 5 minutes before the deadline. Obviously, there's a couple other sources that could have the lineups as well. So anything we get, I'll share with you guys as soon as I receive it, literally instantly. Keep your votes coming in on the captain poll. We've got 700 votes so far. We've got about triple that tuned in, so get your votes in on the poll. Should I risk Martinelli to Foden? I think that's fine. If there's news Foden starts. Otherwise, I probably wouldn't risk that. I hate Pep Roulette. You and me both. I just hate also how pointless that press conferences have become to a degree. Like managers, they don't disclose everything. They keep stuff to themselves. In a way, I think they hope they don't get asked certain questions. Like last game week, even when they answer, sometimes they lie. Like Pep saying everyone's fine except Ake. And then Ake starts in the second game. KDB misses both games. Not even in the squad. Maguire or Fofana? Fofana. Do you think KDB starts? Not sure. I probably does, but I wouldn't be surprised if it's Alvarez again. Hard to know on KDB's availability. He has been in training. Right, get your guesses in the chat. It's the King's coronation day after all, but who's the king of Game Week 35 going to be? We had De Bruyne back in 33. Salah was the king in 34. Game Week 35, guesses in the chat. Who's the top scorer of the Game Week going to be? Who will be the king of Game Week 35? James says Haaland. Alpine says Alvarez. Mitoma, Solanke, Carvalho, Son, March. Still, if it's Still, what a hero he's been, by the way. Absolute legend still. Wilson, Elise, Saka, Luis Diaz, Dalot, Foden. Love the Foden shout, Focus. Trent, Akanji, McAllister, Maddison, Stones. And Kiso. I'm going to go Foden as well. If he starts. I'm going to say Foden. Jota. Bamford. Shout out to Bamford, by the way. Did you guys see Bamford's got himself in his FPL team? I tweeted it last week. He started himself in his FPL team. He benched Trippier. And obviously Trippier conceded. And Bamford scored. So he got his own points for scoring in his own FPL team. And he nailed the Trippier benching. So fair play to Bamford. Kamal says, thanks for the excellent content this season, Focal. You've helped me get well into the top 10k in Scotland. The weekly videos have been sensational. Thank you for that. Appreciate the super chat. Thanks for the kind words. I do love reading those kind of comments in chat and on my videos. You know, people just saying, thanks to you, I've done this, done that. On the experts one yesterday, someone said, thanks to you, I've gone from last in my mini league at the start of the season to top of my mini league over the season. I love that one so much, I pinned it. So yeah, it's nice to see those messages. Glad the content's helping you guys. Thanks again for the super chat, Kemmer. Premier League players should be banned from FPL. I don't think it's a big deal because there's no money on the line. If imagine this happened, if a Premier League footballer actually won FPL, then I think maybe then people would say, oh no, he's had an unfair edge, but I don't know. It's a free game, isn't it? He technically could win. You can win prizes each week, but how many minutes remaining? Deadline is at 1:30, so we got 50 minutes. 50 minutes. Ivan Toney won FPL, then money would be in it. True. What happened to that, by the way? Like, Toney was supposed to be getting banned, and the hearing was in April, and then nothing's come of it. Wasn't he charged with like 100 breaches of betting rules or something? Adam in the chat, how we doing, Adam? Everyone say hi to Adam. Absolute legend, Adam. Good to see you. Right, captain poll results. Who's your captain for Gameweek 35? 76% are on Haaland, 16% Salah, 4% Kane, and 4% other. Interesting. Yeah, I do wonder if Haaland comes off at half-time or something like that. I'm kind of just playing for fun in these last few game weeks anyway. I've given up on this season. I'm just playing for fun. So I'm on Captain Salah regardless, but I do think there's an opportunity there. Like Salah, we know he's going to play 80 to 90. Haaland, what's he going to play? He probably starts, but how many minutes is he going to get? Will he do the damage in those minutes if he gets 45 minutes? Maybe. That's also possible. You know, it's well within his capabilities to get a hat-trick in the first half and then come off. But it's also possible that Pep has one eye on Real Madrid away on Tuesday and has told him before the match, I'm only going to give you 45 today because I need you fresh for the Real Madrid away game. But yeah, it's Haaland, we know what he's capable of. He could get a hat-trick in 20 minutes. Elliot Barker says, this is my first year playing FPL and I started in Game Week 3. Just hit 800k overall and 158 for Game Week 30... Is that 4? Is that? Not Game Week 3. Oh, rank 158th. That's wild. A massive thanks to your videos. That's crazy. 158th you're ranked from those who started in Game Week 3. Delia says, reminder for everyone to prepare some transfers in case we have updates close to the deadline. Yeah, it's a good point. So have some plans in mind based on what news we might get. If we get news that Haaland is benched, what's your plan? Do you captain someone else? Do you start Haaland? You know, if you own Grealish and there's news that he doesn't start, what's your plan? Are you benching him? Are you selling him? Are you starting him? If we find out that Foden or Mahrez starts, are you going to transfer them in? Put a plan in place now. And then if we get early news, you're not panicking 5-10 minutes before the deadline. Lewis Holden says, everyone like the video. You heard him. If you enjoyed the stream so far, hit like on the stream. Any news we get, as I say, concerning Man City or other teams, there could be other teams as well, I'll pass straight on. And I'll keep an eye on my DMs as well in case we get any City news. But yeah, the second we get anything, I'll pass it straight on. Start McAllister or Martinelli? I would go McAllister. Just not sure on Martinelli now after being benched last match. Oh, it's Louis. Okay. My brother's got the same name. I don't know why I called you Lewis, because my brother's got the same name as you. And pronounced the same way as you. Edison or Steele? Steele. Start Stones or Trippier? City at top of the clean sheet odds, so it has to be Stones. But yeah, I do wonder about Man City's backline. What it's going to be. You know, maybe Rico Lewis gets a start. Maybe Laporte gets a start over Ake. Let's have a look at the scout selection for Gameweek 35. This is who they've gone for this week. They've got Edison in goal. Back three is Trent, Dawson and Estepinian. In midfield, Salah, Son, Rashford and Mitoma. Front three is Haaland captain, Alvarez and Solanke. What do you think of the team? Some interesting picks this week. They don't normally go this bold. They've been pretty safe, boring template with the picks this season, but there's a few bold ones here. Ederson we don't even know necessarily starts after City kept a clean sheet without him. Dawson, interesting one. Love the Son pick, by the way. I actually do think Son does well, and I picked him up on So Rare this week. And captained him. I captained him on So Rare. Alvarez and Solanke, they're back in Bournemouth to score against Chelsea. That's a Chad team. Yeah, it's some interesting picks this week. I don't hate it. I really hope Alvarez starts, I won't lie. I really do, because I've got a perfect set of transfers to make if Alvarez starts. So I'm hoping that that's the case, but I don't know. We'll have to see whether he does or not. Tom O'Toole says Mitoma, Saka, or my knight in shining armour, Solanke. If that's who to start, it has to be Mitoma. It has to be. He's home against Everton. He just looks unbelievable. Every time I watch him, he was so good last match against United. Such a quality player. They've not missed Trossard at all. And it's a good fixture, and he's playing at home. I'd say Mitoma. If that's who to bench, Saka first on bench, Solanke second. Reese says you have me obsessed with So Rare. It's really good, right? And they're the ones that sort me out with those crazy matchday experiences, like the corporate box. Like you can win crazy prizes, like just playing for free each week. All I've won so far is Longstaff, who's worth like a £5 to be fair. If anyone wants to join my So Rare League, it is in the description. There's a link down there to play in my league. It is genuinely good. It's like FPL but with 5 players. And it's not as involved for that reason. And you get 2 transfers every week. So Rare. S-O-R-A-R-E. Is the music loud enough, or should I turn it up a bit? Is that better? So yeah, all those asking about the Man City news, we don't have much yet. All I've been told is that Haaland should start. Not 100%, but he should start. The rest we're waiting on. Probably going to come closer to the deadline. 5-10 minutes before the deadline, we'll probably get news on hopefully the likes of Mahrez, Alvarez, De Bruyne, Foden, Grealish, all those guys. We'll see what we get. I'm waiting on a couple of DMs as well, so anything we get I'll just let you guys know literally straight away. So have your transfers page up and ready to move fast if you are waiting on leaks, so you're not panicking. Have a plan in place of what you're going to do. I've just loaded up the transfers page on the app. I'm ready to go. Put that there. Marcus says, Subfocal, I'm considering benching March for Watkins and playing Haaland, Solanke and Watkins up top. Thoughts? I don't think I'd be benching March. I wouldn't bench March. I would bench Solanke and start March, personally. Focal Brother song. This one's my cousin's song. This is my cousin on Spotify. I stuck it in the stream playlist and it's just been in there ever since. He's actually only just started making music though, so he's not even done like a live show or anything. Stones or Ake start? That one's a coin toss. Could even be both, but I would say Ake. I wouldn't be surprised if both miss out there in honesty. Start 2 or 3 Brighton mids. March and Mitoma. Fernandes king of the game week. Yeah, so on Fernandes, assuming you mean Bruno and not Chelsea's, not Enzo. If we get news that Alvarez starts, then my plan is to go Watkins to Alvarez and Martinelli to... what's his name on here? Fernandes. I'll do that. And then I would bench Isak and play 3-5-2 and start Fernandes and Alvarez. I really like that because it gets me Bruno, Haaland and Salah, which I think is a triple up that isn't in that many teams. So I'd like to get to that point if I can. Should I play Dunk over Konate or Eze? Over Konate, yes, I would. Over Eze, that's a close one, but yeah, I'd start Dunk. David, how we doing? He says, morning Oscar, how do you feel about Rashi captain? I don't hate it actually, to be fair, David. In terms of the predicted points, he is up there. He is up there. Salah's actually top on FPL review, not by much, 6.8. Haaland's on 6.5. This is based on him getting 63 minutes, so whether you think that happens or not, that's down to you. Maybe he gets only a half. We were talking about that earlier. He could come off at half-time, especially if they're a goal or two up. They've got Kane the third. Obviously, he's expected to get at least 80, probably 90. And then it's Rashford. So yeah, I don't hate the Rashford captaincy at all. Don't hate it at all. If you've got Salah, he would be my one, if not going for Haaland, but I don't mind Rashford. I do reckon that Spurs get a result against Palace. I think they're going to derail the Crystal Palace train this week. Don't think we've got any Palace news. No, let's have a quick look. Right, let's see if there's any other leaks to be aware of yet, or anything that's come through. Nothing. Nothing there. So will Haaland play? I think he starts, yeah. I think he starts, but I think he gets very limited minutes. Very limited minutes. I wouldn't be surprised if he comes off at half-time even. John says everyone in your stream wants to see the victory slide video. Oh, from the vlog? Okay, let's see if I can find it. If you haven't seen the vlog, I strongly recommend it. It was such a fun video. Hang on. We're here for FPL anyway, not the vlog, so... That was my victory slide. That was at the Arsenal box. This was last week. If you haven't seen that vlog, go check it out. It was an absolutely... that's a clip I should use more in my streams. That. I was checking my free hit team. And I was on a massive red arrow. Luckily it turned into a green, but... yeah. I didn't have any Arsenal players, so the red got bigger. Anyway, as I said, for those that missed it, I've had the craziest opportunity come across my inbox. Next Wednesday, I'm playing at Anfield on the pitch. I'm going to be playing a football match. And then afterwards, there's like food and drink, stadium tour, meet some former players and managers. So I'll do another vlog next week as just a bit of content on the side. It's not going to replace FPL content, and it's going to be very rare that I do these vlogs, by the way, because I know you guys are primarily here for the FPL stuff. So don't worry, I'm not pivoting away from FPL. It was just a fun bit of content on the side. It was a good opportunity. I couldn't say no. Hi Focal, would you start Watkins over Grealish? Say the latter gets benched. I've got one free transfer. I would start Watkins over Grealish, yeah. If there's news that Grealish starts, then Grealish. But if there's no news, then Watkins. I'll be honest, and I hate to say it for all the Watkins owners watching, sorry, Grealish owners watching, I think that Foden starts this one. I think Mahrez probably starts as well. Are you decent at actual football, Oscar? I'm actually not bad. I'm left-footed. I'm a box-to-box mid, so I play in centre mid. At the end of the season, a week after Gameweek 38, there's a charity match called Gameweek 39, which I'll be playing in. And there is even an actual fantasy game on Gaffer. I think it's gaffr.io. And you can literally pick a fantasy team for that charity match. Like, there's some other people in the FPL community involved. Like, I've got it here actually. Just very quickly, I'll show you. I've got myself triple captain. I can't not triple captain myself. But yeah, there's loads of people playing. Like Az from Black Box, Gianni's playing. FPL.team, Pete, he's playing. FPL Graduates. I haven't got FPL Harry. I've got FPL Plonker playing. But Harry's a good player. So that's a week after Gameweek 38. So 27 days from now. And you can actually pick like... I'm really underpriced as well. I think I'm like 5 mil. So good enabler. I probably won't get any goals. I don't shoot much because I'm like generally a box-to-box mid, so I don't get many shots away. Eken says, I enjoyed the vlog. Thank you. Yeah, I appreciate all the comments on that vlog, by the way. I was pleasantly surprised. I thought it'd only get a few thousand views, but it ended up getting something like 15,000, which was surprisingly high for technically non-FPL content, football content. Master says, start Isak or Watkins. Wolves away is difficult. I would start Watkins between the two. Just because of the gamble on Isak. We don't know if he starts or not. Big Sam will pull off the upset of the season today. What a claim. Upset of the season. Do you reckon? That'd be a hell of a result. He's been saying some pretty wild things in the press conferences, hasn't he? He was saying if he managed Man City or Liverpool, he'd win the treble. Dave says, Watkins to Isak or Wilson this week or next. I would do that next. I would do it next. It's not a bad fixture for Watkins. I know he's blanked in a few in a row, but it's not a bad fixture. I would do it next week. And that's when Aston Villa's fixtures do turn. Tottenham, Liverpool, Brighton. I wouldn't be surprised if one of Isak or Wilson does well, but you just don't know which is going to start this week. So I would take that gamble in the double game week rather than take it now. And take that gamble when Watkins has a worse fixture than when he has a better one, if that makes sense. So I would delay that. Delia says, up the south, Game Week 39. I can't wait, it's going to be great. Russell says, if Grealish is out, go to Foden or to Bruno and save the free transfer. I would go to Bruno. Yeah, I would, if you can. I think Bruno's the one. I really want to get Bruno in. My plan, if Alvarez starts, is to go Watkins to Alvarez and then Martinelli to Bruno. I really want to get Bruno in if I can. I might even have to sell Bruno in 37 when Salah's home to Villa, which I'm not keen on. But that's where I'm at the moment. Alvin Blocks, I think I saw in the chat, he asked for a news roundup. What's the news? I'll do it very quickly. Chelsea news. Kukurea, Mount, James, Koulibaly, Broja all remain out. Arsenal news is that El Neni and Tomiyasu are still out. Saliba's also out. A late call is going to be made on Gabriel, who came off early last match. Liverpool news, Diogo Jota was involved in light training but still struggling with a back and rib injury, so he's a doubt. We'll have to see if he makes the team or not. Man City news, Pep Guardiola on Kevin De Bruyne. He trained yesterday, he trained good. Today we're going to train and we're going to decide after training. Classic Pep line, by the way. If he's fit, he can play. In terms of leaks, we haven't had much yet. Pretty much just that Haaland should start. He's expected to start from what I've been told. And the rest is expected to come closer to the deadline. So I'd say 15-20 minutes from now, we'll probably start getting more news like Mahrez, Grealish, Foden, Alvarez, those guys. So yeah, that's where we are with the news. If you guys have enjoyed the stream so far, there's 2,600 tuned in. Hit like on it. Let's get it to 1,000 likes. We're just over halfway there. If you've liked the stream, of course. If you haven't, then hit dislike. There we go. So Team News and Tick says at 20 past 1, he's got news for us. So in 20 minutes from now. Hey Siri. I just got aired by Siri. Alright, I'll do it the old school way. Uh, 1:20, setting an alarm so we don't miss it. Boom, alarm set. Marshall Salah. Dippo I says, forgot to like the stream, been helpful focal. I'm currently number 1 in my mini league. Nice, keep it up. Well played. And thanks for the like as well. King Grave says, Oscar, what's your highest view count on a stream? I feel like I remember it being 10k when Haaland was injured. I think it was. Obviously, like the way FPL works and content, as the season goes on, the views like slowly decline. People quit, they get less interested, they have the loose transfers in mind. There's 4 game weeks left, I'll make these 4 transfers, done. So peak viewers is at the start of the season, or when Haaland's a doubt and they've got the first kickoff. I think it is about 10,000, which is absolutely crazy. Rakagumi, thanks for the 7 months. He says bench 1 of Trippier, Estepinian, Stones and Trent. It's just whether Stones starts or not. I think I'd bench Trippier, you know. It's between Trippier and Stones. Estepinian and Trent are absolute locks, so it's Trippier or Stones. Man City are top of the clean sheet odds, so... And I do think Arsenal score, so I would bench Trippier, because you are relying on an attacking return. So yeah, 1:20, we'll get some news. Melia has been dropped for Leeds. Melia? Who's the Leeds backup goalkeeper? That's interesting. That's a massive shout from Allardyce. Who's the backup Leeds keeper? Is it Clayson or Robles? Robles was at Everton, wasn't he, a few years back? Who's the Leeds backup goalkeeper? Clayson? That's a massive shout from Allardyce. Against Man City as well. Virginia? Is he even on FPL? Who's that? He's not even on FPL. Robles. Who told you this about Melia? I saw it just now. Let me find the tweet. It just popped up on my phone. What a massive shout for the City game. Allardyce's first game in charge comes in and benches Melia. A good keeper. We've seen him at his best and he's been outstanding, like a really promising young goalkeeper, but he's been poor recently. There's no two ways about it. So no Melia against Man City. Melia will be up. Oh, have we clashed? Have we frozen? Can you hear me? Don't know if I'm live or not. Play. Oh, is it just my stream? Let me turn it down. Let me close that. Alright, I've paused the stream. I think I'm just going to have to not look at the stream. My internet seems to be playing up. Luke says, still top of my mini leagues, beating a triple captain Haaland last week, starting Solanke over Tony for a differential. If Grealish is out, would you start Mahrez or Foden? Oh, it's crashing still. If it does it one more time, I'll just press stop and then restart the stream. It'll be the same page, so you don't have to worry about leaving it and finding another one. Let me know in chat if it does it again. If Grealish is out, start Mahrez or Foden. Such a close call, that one, Mahrez or Foden. I would say Mahrez. Alright, hopefully it's okay now. I'm hoping next year to move to buy a new place with my girlfriend, and one of the first things I'm checking is the internet quality. Because in my area, I've been on the wait list for better internet for years, but it's like 20 megabits per sec here, which isn't great. Takes a while to upload videos. Michael says, internet crashing when the deadline's less than 30 minutes. Classic. I know, absolutely typical. Just to add to the panic. But yeah, in about 15 minutes, not even that, we'll have Man City news. I guess the main one. Let us know what you're wondering in chat. Do you want to know what news are you hoping to get today? Haaland, whether he starts, Mahrez, Alvarez, Grealish. Daniel says, I get like 1 gigabit per sec in wartime Ukraine. That's crazy. How are you getting that? Is that Starlink? You want to know if Grealish, Stones and Isak starts. KDB news. Yeah, KDB's a big one. Edison. Yeah, I forgot about Edison as well. I guess so many people want to know about Edison, like whether he starts or not, after being benched last match. Alvarez and Mahrez. Right, we've got like 10 or so minutes till the league, so let's have a quick look at who the most transferred in and out players are. Start with most transferred in. It's actually Wilson. 311,000 transfers in for Wilson. Estepinian, 280,000. Rashford, Ødegaard, Salah, Stones, Trent, Grealish, Steele. All pretty solid transfers here. Most transferred out. De Bruyne's the most transferred out. That's wild. Tony second. Jota, I understand. Tony, I understand, but he just keeps finding ways to score. Saka, Andreas. Andreas is out for the season, by the way, if there's any Andreas owners. And I would say a midfield 5 is the way to go for the rest of the season. So, if you can, I would look to move Andreas on and go for a midfield 5. Watkins, Martinelli, Gabriel, me, Trippier. What a drop off from Trippier. How many points is he on now? He's on 177. I think he needs 203 to join the all-time FPL Dream Team. So he needs 26 points. 26 points in 5 games, and then he can join the all-time FPL Dream Team. Do you reckon he does it? How many is that per game? He needs an average of 5.2 points per game, and then Trippier joins the all-time FPL Dream Team. Haaland's on 257, so I think he's about 20 points away. Or is it not even that? Can't remember who else is in the all-time FPL Dream Team now. Let me try and find it. Special videos, Dream Team. It's Van Persie that he might replace. I can't remember how much he scored. 269. Oh yeah, he'll do it then, won't he? Haaland needs to get 12 points in 5 games. And then he replaces Van Persie in the all-time FPL Dream Team. You reckon Trippier will do it? I mean, Haaland definitely will. He could do it today. Should I start Grealish or Isak? If you can, I would wait 10-15 minutes and see if we get any Grealish news and then act accordingly. If we don't get any Grealish news, I would gamble on starting him, because Isak's also a gamble and Grealish has got the better fixture. Captain Salah with you. Anyone else on Captain Salah, or was it just me and Abadi? I think he's flying under the radar. In his last 7 home games, he scored in every single one of them. 8 goals and 2 assists. In Haaland's last 7 home games, he also has 8 goals but 4 assists. So there's not much between them. Dry brief is on Captain Salah. Right, we've got 10 minutes till the news. I'm going to quickly refill my water. 1 sec. When is the best remaining week to free hit? If I still had the free hit, I would use it in 37. Gameweek 37 is a good week because it's a double gameweek for 4 teams. Don't know if we can fit the fixture ticker on there or not. Just about. Brighton have a double, Chelsea have a double, Man City double, Man United double. To be honest, I think you've probably left it a bit too late now, but I would use it in 37. You go for triple City, triple United, triple Brighton. To be honest, you probably end up getting someone like Chilwell as well, just because he's got 2 games. But he could probably do worse than a single game weeker. Arsenal away to Forest, so you go triple Arsenal. That's what I would do. Free hit 37 if I still had it. Any news? About 7-8 minutes, and we should have some Man City news. So anything I get, I will relay to you guys instantly, whatever that is. Who are the main players that you guys want to know about? De Bruyne, Foden, Grealish, Alvarez, Ederson. Imagine if Ederson's benched again. Connor, thanks for the super chat. He says start 2 of Share or Shaw and Martinelli or Solanke. So I'd start Shaw. I don't know if Martinelli starts or not, that's the thing. And he is up against Trippier down that side. So I would start Solanke. Shaw and Solanke. Stones. Obviously we're forgetting as well that there's 7 other teams that also play at 3 o'clock. So there might be some other leaks that come out. I'm just going to keep an eye on it because we might get something. But obviously the main one that you're all here for is City. So any City news, I'll relay to you guys instantly the second it comes through. Make sure you've got your phone open or the website open to lock in your transfers and your team as soon as you can if there is news. It's all about acting fast. Let's not forget what happened last time that City had the first kickoff and there was leaks last minute. The website crashed, people couldn't make their transfers. That could happen again. That's the risk that we're taking by making these last minute transfers based on news. There is obviously an edge to be had there. If we get valuable news and you buy a player that we know starts, or if someone's benched and you bench them because you know that early, then there is an edge there to be had. The City defence, yeah. I mean, I can't tell you guys how much we'll find out, how many players and so on, but there's a couple of DMs that I'm waiting on as well. So anything we get, I'll just relay to you guys. So everything that is out there, I will relay to you guys. The app is slow. The thing is though, the app's reliable when the website's crashing. I don't know why that is from a technical standpoint, but the app works better for making transfers when the website's crashing. So if the website crashes and I can't do them here live on the stream, then I'll have to do it on my phone instead of on screen. Will Rashford start? I'd be incredibly surprised if he doesn't. Man United are technically still fighting for top 4. You know, Liverpool have a chance of snatching it from them if Man United drop points. So I expect Rashford to start every game. Who's the best Raya replacement? I suppose it'd be Pope. It'd have to be a keeper that's got a double, so probably Pope. I wouldn't go Ederson now because it's just too risky. Tom Carr Jones, Grealish or Isak? If we don't get any information, then Grealish, but we might in less than 5 minutes get some information whether he starts or not. So if you can, wait for that. If there's no news, then Grealish. Leaked Lineups is the guy to follow on Twitter, on Instagram, who should have something for us in less than 5. Jeffrey says, hi Oscar, has the City lineup leaked? No, nothing yet. We might not even get the full lineup. It might just be bits and bobs. Same answer to Lupo, who's asking if KDB starts. Nothing yet. We're going to have something at 1:20. So that's in 4 minutes. So whatever that is, I'll relay it to you guys instantly. Basically, we won't miss a single leak on this stream. So whatever comes out, I'll let you guys know straight away. And we know for certainty that we're going to get something in 3 minutes. I might get another DM from someone else. There's a couple of other people. There's Fowlsy on Twitter who's good to follow as well. FOWLESY07. He also gets some Man City bits and bobs, so he's worth a follow. He said he might not get it until like 5 till the deadline, 5 minutes before the deadline. Start me over Botman. I would start Botman. Lupo says, also big ups mate, sick vids. Thanks Lupo, appreciate that. A few minutes and I'll have some news for you guys in terms of the Man City lineup. So get your phones out of your pockets or get ready to load in your transfers or make sure you've got a plan. 3 minutes and we'll have some news. So what's your plan if we find out Haaland doesn't start? Do you bench him? Do you start him? Do you captain someone else? What's your plan if you own Grealish and he doesn't start? Do you get Alvarez if we find out he starts? You've got 2 minutes to come up with a plan. 12 minutes till the deadline. JT says, what's your plans, mate? Love the channel. So, it really depends on the news we get. If Alvarez starts, I'm going to sell Watkins for Alvarez and then Martinelli for Bruno. Those 2 transfers. If Mahrez starts, then I'll just do Martinelli to Mahrez. That's my plan. If Mahrez doesn't start, Grealish doesn't start, and Foden does, then I'll probably just start Foden. Oh, there's the alarm. Alright, in less than a minute we'll have news on the lineups. Yeah, I said this earlier, I wouldn't be surprised if Grealish is benched, so make sure you have a plan if Grealish is benched. I know a lot of you are asking Grealish or Isak. If Grealish is benched, then Isak you start. Alright, we should have some news in a minute. Edison starts. This is just in a message, I don't know. Grealish benched, Edison starts. We'll have something from leaked lineups on Instagram in a second as well, so whatever that is. I'm refreshing it here, so I'll let you guys know whatever it is. I wonder if he's made some kind of video again, because he's done this before. He's made these videos and then I have to sit here watching a video. It better not be a 10-minute video, I'll say that. If it's a 10-minute video, we're going to be in trouble here. Can you even fast forward on Instagram? Still refreshing, nothing yet. Team using ticks. Haaland starts for City, Edison starts, John Stones is dropped to the bench. I can't even see that on his Instagram. I've just seen that from another source. Haaland starts, Ederson starts, John Stones is dropped to the bench. Grealish is not in the starting 11. Oh, it's just popped up. What on earth is this video? Again, it's better not be 10 minutes because we've got less than that till the deadline. I can't even hear what he's saying. Oh no, I knew it. I was going to... That is brilliant. That is brilliant. I turned it up. Did you hear that? Did that come through? Well played. I'm just about to get demonetized. I'm going to be out of a job after that. Haaland and KDB start. Alright, let me just try and like wrap my head around everything that we know. Copyright strike. That wasn't me. That wasn't in the background. News is at the end. I'm not watching that till the end. Haaland starts, KDB starts. Your parents heard that. KDB and Haaland start, he says. I'm asking about Alvarez and Mahrez. That was fair play. That was a good prank. KDB starts. Alright, I'm going to make my transfers then. I'm going to get Alvarez. Alvarez and Bruno in. I don't know if Alvarez starts. Does he start? Alvarez and Bruno in. So if you've got Grealish, bench him. What's the back line? Lewis, Ake, Laporte and Akanji. Done. Right. Is that right? Hang on. Captain Salah. Alright, taking a screenshot. Sorry I'm not keeping up on chat. Apologies if I missed any messages. I don't know about Diaz. Lewis, Ake, Laporte, Akanji. I don't know what's... There's not been much that's come out on Instagram. Oh, sorry. That's my team. Haaland starts, De Bruyne starts, Grealish doesn't. So then it must be Mahrez that starts, and Mahrez is fine. I managed to do my transfers without any issues, so that's good. Sorry about the red screen. The Grealish news is all over Twitter right now. Apparently Andy said that one. That one's not come from me. Look, Odds on FPL tweeted it. Grealish is not in the starting 11 for Man City. And Haaland starts today. And then the other one was, again, just confirmation of Haaland from the same source, but also that De Bruyne starts. Don't know if there's been anything on Stones though. I don't think anything's been said on Stones whether he starts or not. So I'm not 100% on the back line. Grealish doesn't start. Ederson starts. Yeah, apparently Andy said that Grealish doesn't start. Haaland, KDB, and Ederson start. I got a message just sent to me that said it's Lewis, Ake, Laporte and Akanji, but I can't vouch for the reliability. But based on that, that would mean both Diaz and Stones don't start. Alvarez, I think he does, from what I read. I'm on the wrong team here. Hang on, let me refresh that. So I've brought Alvarez in. Mahrez or Foden start him. I don't know, Tom. If I was to pick one, go Mahrez. Go Mahrez if you're going to get one of those. I've got Alvarez, so I'm hoping that he does. I'm trying to make head or tail of it. I think I've brought in Alvarez. I'm trying to make sense of all these messages here. Ederson starts, De Bruyne starts, Haaland starts, Grealish doesn't. And there was a message here about the back four, but I don't know where it's come from. It says Lewis, Ake, Laporte and Akanji. Grealish not starting. Ake and Sterling, Henry and Wright out. Yeah, I like those moves. Do it, FPL. Stones on the bench. Is that true? Yeah, I don't mind Ake and Sterling. If this back four, well, it's a back three. It depends on how Pep lines up. Lewis, Ake, Laporte and Akanji. Grealish for Mahrez or Foden. I would go... It's a coin toss. I would go Mahrez. So hang on, let me tweet my team before I forget. Gameweek 35. Watkins. So yeah, for those that missed it, De Bruyne starts, Haaland starts, Ederson starts, Grealish doesn't. I think Alvarez starts, but I don't know 100% on that one. I think he does, and that's why I've brought him in. Jota, I don't know. There's been nothing on Liverpool. But good news for the Haaland captain is that he starts. Don't think there's been anything else that's come through. I think that's it. There was that message about the back four I said, which was Lewis, Ake, Laporte and Akanji, but I don't know where that one's come from, or the reliability. Oh, okay. So I think that's it. What a hectic stream. Feels weird to do a stream this late in the day, but I appreciate you all tuning in. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope the news has been helpful to you. Sorry if it hasn't. That was everything that I had that came through. David says headache. It was an absolute headache. Sorry if I missed any super chats or messages I missed, but that's my team. So I've sold Watkins for Alvarez, and I've sold Martinelli for Bruno. 2 transfers made. So enjoy the game week, everyone. Enjoy the Saturday. We've got some excellent games up ahead today. I hate how the FPL site doesn't let you look at fixtures after the deadline though. Why can't you just look at the fixtures? We've got Bournemouth v Chelsea, Man City versus Leeds, Wolves versus Aston Villa, and Tottenham versus Palace, all at 3 o'clock. I'm not going to stick around for any longer, so thank you again, guys, for tuning in. Hope you've enjoyed the stream. Hopefully it's been useful for you. And before you go, make sure you like the stream, hit subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the Focal Discord. If you're not in there, link below. Focal out.